Good morning, it's Hiker Dude Dad, and we are going to launch out into the Susquehanna River and check out Big Indian Rock and Little Indian Rock. We're going to look at 1,000-year-old petroglyphs. Let's go. So right now we're on the Conestoga River. We launched from Safe Harbor Park, and we're about to go under the trestle bridges here. This is so cool. I've only ever seen this from two of these bridges that we're going under. The trestle up there was just opened about a year ago. Alright, so after this bridge here, we're exiting the Conestoga River, catching a nice current here, floating out into the Susquehanna. And right around the bend here is Safe Harbor Dam. Bunch of early morning fishermen. Today is October 26th. This is our last ditch effort for summer. It is supposed to be 78 degrees today. It doesn't feel like that right now. And water temperature is about 56. So we don't want to go in. Straight ahead, a lot of rocky islands here under the dam. The petroglyphs. There used to be way more of them. Most of them were covered back when they built Holtwood Dam south of here and Lake Aldred backed up. Once a year or so they kind of lower Lake Aldred to do work at Holtwood Dam, and those times the river is 4 or 5 feet lower than any other time, and that's a great time to come out and see the petroglyphs. The river is low today, but it's not that low. So we'll have to see what we see. Hear those sirens? I feel like that's police or something behind the dam.
Yeah, definitely not the dam.
Yeah, it's not the dam. Okay. Heard sirens for a second. There are no scheduled releases today or anything. That would stink. How much wetter these rocks are. So straight ahead is Little Indian there with that shrub. I read there's like 7 or 8 islands with petroglyphs. Yeah. Is this little or big?
Yeah, little.
So we're gonna go around Little Indian Rock here. Oh shoot, I'm gonna hit you. Sorry.
You're all good. I think the best spot to get on is here. I'm just gonna float around it real quick. Just to check out a better spot to get up out of the boats. Nicely done.
It's gonna be hilarious getting back in. Alright, so made my graceful exit out here onto Little Indian Rock. We've tied off the boats. Standing on a concrete pad here. Equipment we're going to use today, these are etched into the rocks. They're not as clear or easy to see as like Southwest petroglyphs, which are kind of carved. The desert sheen is kind of carved off the rocks. and they're not really carved into the rocks. But this hard bedrock here, you know, years of erosions on the Susquehanna River, this is the hardest rock possible. This is what's left. And it was a very time-consuming thing for them to carve the petroglyphs into this hard rock, but they are very hard to see unless you get them wet. So we have some water, we have some a sponge here to just kind of rub over them, and that'll bring them out to where we can see them and photograph them. Have a low angle on the sun, which is good to see them also. That'll create a little bit of shadows. And I don't think I've mentioned it, but Cole's here today too. You can check out his Instagram. It's awesome. Put the link below as always. And one more thing, up here on the island, there is a guest register. If you do make it out here, in this bag here, you can sign and say that you were here. So one big thing to mention out here is that there is no graffiti out there. Please keep it that way. The Native Americans who carved these, Cole was just telling me that this is a sacred spot to them. It was chosen because it was these rocks stuck up out of the water, and a lot further back then than they do now. But this was a spot that was on the water but in the air, and kind of was in that, you know, had both of those aspects together. That this was a very sacred spot for them. These are not graffiti to them. These are messages that people are supposed to read in the future. Creating them took a lot of time and energy. To the Shenks Ferry people, to just carve symbols in rocks just for the heck of it, to, you know, write your name or whatever, was to desecrate the earth. These are important messages for them for the future. So it used to be that there were hundreds of these symbols scattered on islands out here, but when they created Holtwood Dam to the south and Safe Harbor Dam to the north, you know, we're on Lake Aldred right now, so the river rose behind Holtwood Dam and covered a lot of this stuff. There was an effort made to catalog everything before the dam was finished. There are about 7 islands in the area that contain more than 400 petroglyphs, but we'll be on 2 of the major ones here at least.
It's on the far side. Yeah, a ton of thunderbirds, a lot of symbols of the feet of the animals that they hunted, whether it was turkey, deer.
Footprints.
Yeah, the footprints of them.
So we're kind of standing here looking, this thunderbird and this, which I'm going to call the river monster, because we're in front of Safe Harbor Dam and there are reportedly river monsters. But here you can kind of see that thunderbird shape here, and we'll get these wet here in a second and see more of them. But then here's that river monster, almost a head with tentacles that stretch behind. This looks like a person, but here a lot of like footprints. That were carved, and these are all kind of about 1/8 of an inch deep, maybe. So there, I pushed a little hard on the body here, but just doing a light sponge over top is going to darken the top rock, but then the cuts are going to stay a little bit lighter here. So this is a good way to just really see them a little better. So Cole's book says that this one denotes a feast. There's a lot over here. And these are ghosts, ghost spirit. No, crap. No, wait, that is All right, so we've got a man with a bow here. Again, a lot of animal tracks around here, so he was presumably hunting them. A lot of thunderbirds like this, and here we've exposed our river monster, which Cole's book says is a like a horned bird with a very long tail. I'm seeing tentacles, but it was a would you say kind of a bad, like,
yeah, an evil entity.
Evil entity. So regardless, an evil entity.
There's another horned like monster right here.
Wow, that looks, man, looks like two things fighting or something.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
It should be right where you're standing, really.
Yeah.
Is it here it's this guy.
That's that, and then it's like down, it would be down here. Oh, here we go. So there's the there's one part, and I think the other thing is right below it, but that's kind of hard to see. You can see the top of the horned head.
Okay. A deer track there by your toe or something. Yeah. Oh, starting to dry out here. So back to the regularly scheduled programming. Cole's taking photographs and looking up at the dam, and my clothes are drying out. Droney is up there doing circles around us, so I'll probably put some of that video in here. Should be awesome. So now we're going south, headed down to Big Indian Island. This was Little Indian Island. All right, so we are on Big Indian Rock now, and there's other people here, so I'm just gonna kind of film the petroglyphs while we're here and just kind of keep the camera down. But this is awesome. Successful exit from the boat, and we'll see what we can find. This one kind of looks like a tomahawk. That's pretty awesome. On the south end here, looks like we've got a pothole that formed here. We're way south of Conewago Falls, but still have some of that activity down here. Looks like another structure used to be here too, another duck blind maybe. Okay, so I got a little too wet on this one, but a thunderbird here, pretty good one here. And then this one, I believe, is a representation of the Wendigo, kind of a mythical creature. I think not unlike Bigfoot, but I was just reading about it a little while ago and I totally forget the gist of it. This island has a lot more initials carved and things like that. There's over here is a big dove that was newer. This is not this is way too detailed, way too time consuming to be done by the Shenks Ferry People. This is definitely newer, and it has like some here, A+B 1883. And JL 1970, so yeah, definitely no recent stuff, but a lot of older kind of carvings that people added to this site in spite of it being sacred ground. Some more potholes down in there. So the visitor log on this island has a map, and I just realized I'm sitting near these. Looks like maybe a wolf and a bear or something kind of animals, and I realized that stuff was right here. So there's like the bear, kind of the four-legged wolf kind of thing. This one's more rounded, upside down here, I guess. That's kind of how they should be. This almost looks like a dude playing kickball or something. A long four-legged creature.
This looks like a foot, right?
Oh, right. Nice. So just next to that Wendigo thing, I totally missed this until Cole exposed it, but another kind of horned creature. Depictions of the Wendigo are kind of like a Bigfoot, but with like deer antlers or something like that. So that both of these creatures have like horns on them. Kind of tells me that that's what it might be. Another Thunderbird type. Almost look like they have a lower half of a human, but then wings, beaked head. Didn't know a turtle could get more leathery, but guess so when it's dead. Alright, so setting off from Big Indian Island, gonna head up to maybe the foot of Safe Harbor Dam here, check that out, then go check out lunch.
Yeah, I would imagine that there has to be petroglyphs in this way to get over here. But none on any kind of map I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we got out with the sponge and looked around,
yeah,
we probably are, but...
Yeah, you'd be here for hours, days.
Yeah.
Trying to...
Go run you off the road?
Yeah. I'm gonna go right up that middle there, I think.
Is that a cormorant fight or something? There's a lot of warning shots and then they just kind of start flying at each other, honking.
Giant carp below us.
Uh-oh. It's hard. A fish.
2 or 3 now.
All right, we're all packed up. Big Indian Rock, Little Indian Rock were awesome. It is tough to get out there. It is tough to get back. If you ever are out there, please be respectful of the area. It is awesome. It is a treasure. I am on to shirt number 2 and hat number 2 of the day. I had those in my car. So if you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It is time to go out for lunch. I am hungry. Thanks for watching. Cheers, man.